Hai Jimuders! Dalam video kali ini, saya akan memperkenalkan tugas 3 Dharma saya sebagai wujud visi perguruan tinggi. Apa saja itu? Yang pertama, pengajaran. Yang kedua, penelitian. Dan ketiga, pengabdian.
Hobi tapi menjadi yang menghasilkan. Nah, menghasilkan uang juga, menghasilkan relasi.
Ayo belajar! Lingkungan pembelajaran yang efektif adalah yang seru dan menyenangkan. Salah satu pendekatan pembelajaran yang saya gunakan adalah Student Center Approach, di mana pada teori konstruktif adalah sebuah pendekatan pembelajaran yang secara aktif membangun pengetahuan baru melalui pengalaman dan wacana sosial. Dalam SCA atau Student Centered Approach ada 8 indikator. Yang pertama adalah interaktif, holistik, integratif, saintifik, kontekstual, tematik, efektif, dan kolaboratif.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, Ma'am Wilma. I would like to say thank you for joining to our presentation and give opportunity to our team.
Okay, so we built this storyboard with the story of a couple that celebrating their first Valentine's Day in a park, and they held a picnic.
Okay, that's all of presentation for our team, ma'am. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Today we're going to present you about our decision on choosing the best leadership theories and the reasons why we chose it, the pros and the cons. Alright, so as we can see right now on the screen, there is the situational theory poster, and that means that we are going to choose, we choose situational theory. Alright, so this leadership theory was developed by Dr. Ho Hersey.
But my question is, if you have to choose between two situations that you have to do as a leader in this theory, okay, first one is the leader with a high intelligence skill but lack of job relevant knowledge, or the second one, you have a really high job relevant knowledge but lack of intelligence skill. So which one do you prefer as leader? Who will start to answer? Probably Faiz, ya. Faiz is the first one, and then Diva, and then Tiur, and then the last one is Karisma. Okay, Faiz, what do you think? The first one or the second one?
Hey ma'am, I choose the first one because the intelligence is important for me. Because with the intelligence that I have,
Okay, thank you very much Faiz. Healthy ya, Faiz, Tiur, Karisma, dan juga Amalia Diva. Stay healthy, bye-bye. Prinsip Student Center Approach dalam Merdeka Belajar jika digabungkan dengan Cooperative Learning Environment akan sangat berdampak bagi para mahasiswa kita. Yang pertama adalah interdependence, yang kedua responsibility, yang ketiga adalah communication, yang keempat interaction, dan yang terutama yaitu proses evaluasi atau evaluation process. Lalu, apa saja penerapan pembelajaran kooperatif dalam mata kuliah Introduction to Business, Marketing maupun Manajemen yang saya ajarkan, yaitu dengan DIA. Yang pertama adalah delivery atau penyampaian, di mana mata kuliah Introduction to Business atau pengantar bisnis merupakan salah satu kelas yang direfleksikan sebagai kelas internasional. Oleh karena itu, praktek berbahasa Inggris selalu kami lakukan dalam kelas ini. Mata kuliah pengantar bisnis memberikan landasan pengetahuan bisnis yang memungkinkan para mahasiswa untuk memaksimalkan atau memanfaatkan bakat mereka pada dunia bisnis, entah manajemen, pemasaran, sumber daya manusia, operasional, dan lain sebagainya. Sehingga apapun pilihan konsentrasi mahasiswa, mereka akan memperoleh manfaat dari pemahaman konsep bisnis secara umum, dan kita pun turut aktif berbicara dalam bahasa Inggris. Mata kuliah ini terdiri atas 3 SKS, di mana per SKS-nya terdiri dari tatap muka, penugasan terstruktur, belajar mandiri, dan disertai role play maupun diskusi. Lalu pada unsur dia yang kedua adalah interaction atau interaksi secara aktif walaupun melalui pembelajaran online selama masa pandemi ini. Saya selalu mengawal dalam proses kelas saya dalam berinteraksi adalah dengan salam dan pertanyaan pembuka, dan diikuti dengan review maupun feedback sebagai salah satu proses evaluasi yang mampu melibatkan mahasiswa secara aktif dan kreatif. Metode pembelajaran yang saya gunakan adalah sinkronus dengan Zoom dan asinkronus menggunakan YouTube. Berikut salah satu contoh materi pembelajaran saya melalui YouTube. Peran dari manajemen dan bagaimana fungsi mereka bagi organisasi ataupun perusahaan, maka tidak ada salahnya ya untuk kita bisa mempelajari apa dan bagaimana sejarah dari teori manajemen itu sendiri. Karena siapa tahu apa yang terjadi di masa lalu kita bisa pakai untuk pengembangan teori manajemen saat ini. Dalam sejarah teori manajemen, ada 2 kejadian penting yang perlu kita ingat. Yang pertama adalah adanya pembagian division of labor, yaitu di abad ke-19 tahun 1800-an baru diperkenalkan. Pada peristiwa yang pertama, yaitu division of labor, dimaksudkan agar produktivitas para pekerja semakin meningkat, serta didapatkan keunggulan ekonomis, di mana biaya yang dikeluarkan secara rata-rata akan menurun, sehingga para pekerja mampu mengerjakan sesuai divisi atau keahlian mereka secara spesifik. Setelah kita mengetahui apa yang menjadi kekuatan seorang manajer, sekarang pertanyaannya adalah apa tantangan bagi manajer di era COVID-19 pandemic seperti sekarang ini? Giliran kalian untuk mencari tahu ya. Alright Gmuders, jangan lupa tulis jawaban kalian di kolom komentar. Unsur dia yang ketiga adalah assessment atau penilaian untuk mahasiswa. Untuk ini saya membagi dalam 4 bagian penilaian capaian pembelajaran, baik secara individu maupun tim, yaitu mampu, cukup, kurang, dan tidak mampu. Tentunya dengan adanya bukti pendukung selama proses penilaian berlangsung. Untuk ketercapaian persentase evaluasi penilaian, saya pun membagi menjadi 3 bagian, yaitu kognitif, afektif, dan nilai evaluasi tengah maupun akhir semester. Nah, jika semua penilaian telah tercapai, maka misi telah selesai. Berikut adalah salah satu aktivitas pengajaran saya secara online. So everyone, let's start our class. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi
Good
wabarakatuh.
morning, everyone.
Good morning, ma'am.
Hi. So thank you for joining on time this morning. So once again, we go back to online. Yay! Can you feel the pipe? Yeah, I can feel the pipe. Not quite good, yeah. But I think we can manage it, yeah. We can manage it well. Because we already done it before. We already done the online class before. And also we have met once last week on last Tuesday. So it means that don't be shy if you want to give your opinion, yeah. Please just feel free if you want to give your opinion. Okay? Have you read it on Ilmu? Please help me to remind what is the topic of today's discussion.
Business ethics and social responsibility.
Yes, thank you Zafira. That's correct. Yeah. So we are going to discuss about business environment and also business ethic responsibility. So I'm waiting for your opinion while I'm doing my last final countdown. Yeah, no, not countdown. Doing the attendance list ya for the last one. Silahkan. Who wants to give the opinion? Why is it matters? Come on. Sadatul, maybe do you want to give your opinion? Why is it matter? Or probably Wahyu? Or Arbi? Where are you, Arbi? Do you want to give your opinion? Why the topic of business environment? Why the topic of business ethics, social responsibility matters? So that we
I
have to
have
discuss.
opinion.
Yes, Faiz. Please.
My opinion, business environment is very important because it can also affect the quality of a person's work,
Okay.
like that.
Okay. It also can affect the quality of a person's performance in a work gitu ya.
Yes.
Thank you, Faiz. Thank you for your opinion. Yes. One more opinion. I want to hear from you guys.
I want to try.
Yes, Fania, please.
Because business ethic and social responsibility are important
Mhm.
for business purpose.
For business purpose,
It can relate.
it can relate for the business purpose itself ya, Fania.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you very much, Fania, for your opinion. Yes, like last week we are talking about what is the business purpose itself. It's true, having a correlation related to the business purpose. So what is the business purpose itself, guys? Come on, so what is the business purpose? In bahasa Indonesia,
profit.
yeah? Profit,
The
yes.
profit.
Yes, Rizky, thank you very much. Profit, I just want to give you a clue. There is a four letters gitu ya, 4 letters in bahasa Indonesia atau laba ya, LABA. Thank you, Rizky. Okay, I want to give feedback for our first case study assignment last week ya. So, I'm really proud of you guys for the first case study assignment. Okay, so this is the case study, the first case study that I give it to you last week. So I believe all of you here, all 40 students already know about this. I just want to appreciate once again all of your hard work. Thank you very much. I really appreciate, guys. This is a good storyboard. Details also, pictures also. In here, I can understand that, okay, burn money kan, money is burned here, dollars is burning out gitu kan. It means that we are running out our budget. If you, the example of an assignment that need a better effort, okay, I cannot read it clearly, so I don't know that is that based on the platform, based on the applications of you are taking on, or because my Wi-Fi connection that I cannot read it clearly. But come on, give me a good story based on your scene, based on your picture. For the again, this is my feedback, but last but not least, I'm just really appreciate with your hard work. Okay, so second week topics is about business environment and ethics, social responsibility. Yeah, because if we want to know what's happening in our business environment and also what should we do as the ethical business in our company, we have to be aware. Okay, that is one keyword in this topic, being aware. Okay, the first picture. I want to ask your opinion about this picture.
I want to answer it.
Yes, Daniar, you may.
But sorry kalau salah.
No, don't be.
Because I don't think very fast growth will be good because the business has to go through a total step by step. So if the business grow too very fast, maybe that's not good enough.
Okay, Daniar, thank you very much for your opinion. Yes, Nah, so this is the basic concept for doing the business environment and ethics or as a social responsibility altogether. Okay, so if we Shalvin, could you please read for us all those words?
Shareholders are always stakeholders in a corporation, but stakeholders are not always shareholders. A stockholder own part of public company owns shares of stocks, while a stockholder has an interest in the performance of company for reason other than stock performance or appreciation.
Yes. So thank you Alvin for reading for us. So community. Okay guys. So I think I will end up my explanation for second week for today's topic. Once again, the keyword is awareness. So based on those 6 parts, from customers to community, it means that we have to be aware what happens around our business. Okay, I think that's all. So right now I will ask you if you have any question. Guys, silahkan. I will stop recording. Oke Jimuders, terima kasih sudah menonton. Tetap semangat untuk terus menggerakkan perubahan, menciptakan inovasi, dan menyatukan langkah untuk pembelajaran yang lebih baik.